Hurricane Harvey, it's taking aim at Texas as emergency officials start ordering mandatory evacuations along the Gulf Coast. The predictions are very serious. Meteorologists at the National Hurricane Center say they expect Harvey to be a major storm, a Category 3 at least, with winds topping 110 miles an hour by the time it makes landfall late Friday night into Saturday morning. The target area, they never want to be too specific, but anywhere from the central part of the Texas Gulf Coast up to the Houston and Galveston area. If predictions hold, Harvey will be the first major hurricane to hit the U.S. in 12 years. Then the Hurricane Center says it expects it to stall and dump heavy rains for days. People are getting ready for this storm, and they don't have a lot of time left, filling sandbags, stocking up on water and gas, covering their windows and doors with plywood. Our chief meteorologist, Rick Reichmuth, is here. This thing just, I mean, yesterday it was just a little thing.
Yeah, it's a tropical storm. You know, we've gotten really good at forecasting the direction where storms are going to go. We're still not that good at forecasting intensity of storms. And so, you know, we have known that this is kind of the target area for about 3-4 days. We did not think it was going to be this strong. But all environmental conditions are such that water's very warm. There is nothing really in the upper atmosphere to disturb it. So we think it is going to strengthen. The Category 1 storm, a 3, not at all out of the question that it could be a Category 4 storm making landfall. We thought we were talking about a big rain event, which we are, and maybe not as much a hurricane wind storm surge event. Now we're talking about both. So there's kind of two problems to this. This high pressure is going to move into the top of it. And so you see these models, they all kind of come up here to the coast and then do that. They get stuck there. And so it's going to meander around for probably 5 days. So we're talking about rain from late Friday, probably into the day on Wednesday.
39
inches around Port Lavaca. This is a Euro, which is a really reliable model. But when you see these kinds of numbers being spit out, that's a Euro, the American version of the forecasting. Kind of the same thing, but you get the idea, the same area. This one goes a little bit farther back in, so towards Austin and San Antonio Hill Country, all that way inland, getting all of this rain. And think if you need to evacuate the coast, which you need to, now you think, well, where do I go? You can't move 50 miles inland because you might be in a situation where there's inland flooding that's catastrophic. So you need to go 300 or 400 miles inland, which for a lot of people, that's economics of that is a really difficult thing. Where do you go? Where do you stay? All the people on the roads at this time. So this is really, we're talking about a landfall tomorrow night. You got to get out of the way right now.
Very fast. 12 years since a major storm hit the U.S. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's really rare to go that long. We've had stuff that's gotten very close. We've had Cat 2s make landfall, Matthew last year, but no major hurricane hitting anywhere in the U.S. And this part of Texas hasn't had a major hurricane in 47 years. So it's people that have not seen anything like this in a long time. That storm caused catastrophic damage there along the coast. This one as strong of a storm, but this inland flooding situation, if you have 10 inches of rain in one spot, it can cause flash flooding in your local area, but it's going to run off to the space 5-10 miles away. If you have this big of an area getting that kind of a rain, that water can't get out of there quickly at all, especially with all this just very low-lying area. We're talking about a wide swath area of Texas here with flooding. One last thing I want to say, go back over here towards Louisiana. I don't want to forget that. Parts of Louisiana, maybe over a foot of rain, and that's getting very dangerously close to New Orleans, which a few weeks ago had, all that catastrophic flooding in the French Quarter.
If you're in the area, our local stations in Corpus Christi, in Houston, and in New Orleans, and all points in between are doing extensive weather coverage. If you need real direction on the exact spot where you live, I suggest you go to those locals there.
It's true, to be safe. We're going to give you the broad story information, but if you're somewhere with a place that knows what your street, your community, your neighborhood is going to be dealing with, you have to be safe like that.
Not to be messed with. Trust that guy.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.